but not pass regulatory hurdles. So they've given up on the tuna. Tom Busby, CNBC Radio.
There are no guarantees in love, but there is a guarantee from EH Plus by eHarmony, our new personal matchmaking service. At EH Plus, your own personal matchmaker gets to know you so well, we can guarantee introductions that will be satisfying and exciting. EH Plus goes far beyond regular online dating sites, and that's a guarantee. Visit us at ehplus.com/love or call 1-855-930-LOVE.
You don't have to be a retail giant or government agency to be the victim of a costly data breach. If you run a website and collect customer data, your small to mid-sized business is just as likely to be targeted by hackers. The Barracuda Web Application Firewall provides cost-effective instant security against automated and targeted attacks, making this WAF a must-have for your SMB. Reclaim your network. Try a Barracuda Web App Firewall risk-free at barracuda.com/WAF.
Looking for the latest news in the new Loma Linda University Medical Center? It's in the Loma Linda City News, along with more local news in a calendar section with what to do and where to go for fun. The Loma Linda City News, in print and online at lomalindacitynews.com.
Good afternoon. It's 12:02. I'm Di Rice with the latest in live local news here on KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. Riverside County is looking into beefing up security at county facilities following the mass shooting in San Bernardino a couple of days ago. Discussions involving the executive office and other strategic departments began Wednesday as part of a broad security assessment. That's according to spokesperson Ray Smith. Various security measures are already in place at the county buildings. Sheriff deputies are a regular presence at the Board of Supervisors meetings, while the buildings use security guards, cameras, key lock, electronic locks, glassed-in counters, and other steps to protect the public and county employees. Smith declined to say what those new measures might be. He says publicly describing the specific measures that are in place in specific buildings can make those security measures easier to thwart, he says. And UC Riverside is planning a candlelight vigil to honor those killed or injured in the San Bernardino shooting. The vigil will take place today at 5 near the center of the campus. The public is invited. UCR Chancellor Kim Wilcox will speak along with Daniel Kim, president of UCR's Alumni Association, and student leaders. The campus has been touched by the loss. Several of the shooting victims are UCR alumni. Damian Means, 58, and Sierra Claiborne, 27, were both killed in the shooting attack. Means graduated in 1978, Claiborne in 2010. Among the injured are Jennifer Stevens, who graduated last June, and Denise Peraza, who earned a master's degree there in 2013. Inland Empire weather. Well, we are cool. We're expected to climb up to 70. It doesn't look like we're going to make it because here it is, 12:04 and only 60 degrees. Overnight lows tonight about 41, and then tomorrow's expected to be sunny and nice, about 77. Looking at your traffic conditions in Ontario, there's an accident blocking 2 lanes of the westbound 10 at 4th Street. This is an injury crash, and traffic is jammed from the 15. And then in San Bernardino, they are still doing that rescue and recovery work on Waterman, both the north and southbound side between the 10 and Mill Street, rather. And also, San Bernardino Avenue is closed in both directions between Richardson and Mountain View Avenue. That is the very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind. KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
What is San Bernardino going to do with the Carousel Mall? Keep track of the mall development and more local news in the San Bernardino City News. Local sports, education, business, and entertainment news in print and online at sanbernardinocitynews.com.
For more local radio every day, tune into KCAA Loma Linda.
Imagine that you're among the 4 out of 5 people who received help paying for quality health coverage through Cover California at the lowest possible cost. Imagine seeing a doctor for everyday aches and pains, unexpected emergencies, and preventative care. Imagine receiving help finding a health plan that's absolutely right for you and your family. Imagine not having to imagine.
Covered California. It's more than just health care. It's life care. Visit CoveredCA.com to find free, local, in-person help or or enroll online by December 15th to have coverage by January 1st.
KCAA.
When your legs don't work like they used to before.
Sacrifice, determination.
You can be intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
Today we're calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything.
You have done really, really, really good. And you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people.
Celebrate the success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show. Thank you for joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. You jump in. We'll talk about your life and your money. Michelle's with us in Yuma, Arizona, starting off this hour. Hey, Michelle, what's up?
Hi, Dave. Nice to chat with you.
Well, you too. How can we help?
I'm second generation debt-free, I guess, quote-unquote debt-free. My dad was just there and did his debt-free screen with you and his new wife.
Cool.
And so I'm just, my question is, should I use my emergency fund to pay off my second mortgage? Because I just have a first and a second left.
How much is your second?
To pay off. The second, I just put $5,000, $20,000 total.
$20,000 on the second. And how much is in your emergency fund?
$26,000.
Okay. And what is your household income?
Just about $100,000.
Okay. All right. We tell folks that when they are working our baby steps from the Total Money Makeover, that if your second mortgage is less than half your annual income, it goes in baby step 2. Baby step 1 is you save $1,000. You've done that. Baby step 2 is you pay off all of your debts except your home, including second mortgages that are under half your annual income. Then baby step 3 is then you build your emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. Does any of that sound familiar?
Yes, it does.
Does that tell you what to do?
Yep, that certainly does.
Pay off your mortgage. Your second mortgage, you have $6,000 left, and then immediately you're on baby step 3 until you have your emergency fund rebuilt to 3 to 6 months of expenses, okay?
Okay, so you're okay with $10,000 to $15,000 in the emergency fund?
I'm okay with 3 to 6 months of expenses being in the emergency fund.
That's true. 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're going to be down. You're going to be down to $6,000 when you get off the phone in a minute.
Right.
And then you got to rebuild that up to 3 to 6 months of expenses. If I heard the numbers right, does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Get after it, kiddo.
So you want me to use that emergency fund? Yeah, it does freak me out.
Yep, you're right on track. You're doing great. Keep it up. You just got to get the emergency fund built back up, and you can do that real quick. You make $100, you don't have any bills, but I have first mortgage now. So you'll be able to do a lot of cool things. And then once you get that done, you're going to be able to start investing, and you're going to be able to live like no one else until later you can live and give like no one else and drive like no one else. Till later you can drive like no one else. If you're still not finished Christmas shopping, or maybe you haven't even started yet, well, I got some great gift ideas for you. We've got them over at DaveRamsey.com. Here's what we're doing. We're doing the 12 deals of Christmas sale. You see what we did there? Wasn't that clever? The 12 deals of Christmas, with a different deal every day up until Christmas. And here's how it works. A secret special deal every day. We send you an email. If you're on the Dave's Deal email list, which is anytime we have a deal of any kind, we send you an email off of that. So really, you ought to be on that email list. And you can sign up for it online at DaveRamsey.com. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just jump over to the homepage at DaveRamsey.com every day. We've got 7 more deals. Today is the 5th day of the 12 deals of Christmas. Launched this morning. You can pick up a Financial Peace University Home Study Edition. Get this, only $129 and shipping is free. That's 68% off. Boom. Just like that. You take the whole 9-week class at home on your schedule with the DVD lessons included Of course, this class has changed over 4 million people's lives across America. So check it out. Deal number 5, Financial Peace University Home Study Edition at DaveRamsey.com. And you can go, of course, to DaveRamsey.com, or you can call 888-22-PEACE, 888-227-3223. Samuel's with us in York, Pennsylvania. Hey, Samuel, how are you?
Hey, Dave. Thanks for taking my call. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Okay, all right. My wife and I have been listening to your radio show. We got married in July. We paid off about $20,000 worth in debt.
Awesome.
Oh, thanks. We saved up our 3-6 months of expenses in the bank right now. Now at this point, I think we're ready to buy a house. So we don't want to get a mortgage. We want to buy it in cash.
Wow.
Yep. So it's going to take us about 4 or 5 years, I think. But basically, my question is, where do we keep that money while we're saving this up? I know a money market account, we can get about 1%.
Yep.
If we open up a CD,
you get about
1.1%. yeah, we're about 2%.
No,
like that.
You found a CD paying 2%?
Yeah, they're out there.
Yeah, long-term CD of some kind.
Yeah,
that's a very unusual CD product. Okay, so how long are you going to be saving the money? How long is it going to take you?
It's going to take us about 4 years.
Okay. Well, we generally say don't use good growth stock mutual funds unless you're going to leave the money alone at least 5 years. How much are you going to save total?
$200,000, $250,000.
How much have you saved so far?
We haven't even started, besides our emergency fund.
Okay. Well, the emergency fund is simple. The emergency fund stays in a money market. It's not for making money. It's for protecting you. So beyond that, though, I would just start with a good money market account. And, when you get up to 50 or 60,000, if you want to start moving some of it into a conservative class of mutual funds, something like a balanced fund or a you could just use an S&P 500 fund if you wanted to, a no-load fund. You're going to ride the market with some of the money that way, but I wouldn't ever have it all in there. And so, by the time you get 200,000 saved, if you had 50 or 70 or 100 in the market, that way in a mutual fund, maybe like an S&P 500, that's probably what I use the S&P 500s on shorter stuff like this a lot because there's no load, and on the shorter term, commissions do matter more in terms of how the math works out. So I'll use it like that. And but I wouldn't put it all in there, and that's a fairly aggressive stance because whatever you've got in there could go down. You know? And but if it does half of what it's ever done on average, you still make like 5%, which is like 5 times more than you're going to make in the money market. So I'm going to put some that way as I get above 50,000, and I'm going to put some in the money market, but knowing that I'm taking a risk with, of course, that other portion. The portion that's going into a good mutual fund. But a conservative class of mutual funds, something really easygoing, something very kind of boring, but it's still going to make a lot more than you would ever make, when you've got a 3 or a 4 year window, than you'd ever make with a money market. That's a great thing to do. Save up and pay cash. Way to go, dude. Very, very cool. Love it, love it, love it. Angie's on Facebook.com/Dave Ramsey. Can you discuss what a bridge loan is? A dumb idea. A bridge loan is when you borrow the money for the down payment on a house you're buying because your house hasn't sold yet. So now you have 3 loans, your old mortgage, your new mortgage, and a borrowed down payment loan. This sounds like the recipe for stupid. People do it all the time. Oh, my house is going to sell. Famous last words right before you sign the bankruptcy papers. Dumb idea. Don't do bridge loans. Wait till your house sells before you buy the next house. It's really not any harder than that. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Your polka connection for the Inland Empire is KCAA. Listen for your favorite polka hits weekends on KCAA. Check our website for exact times at kcaaradio.com.
As the owner of my business, I wear a lot of hats. I'm accounting, sales, and so much more. But I don't know marketing.
Let Dex Media be your marketing department. Our team can create a digital plan for you with everything from search to social. Contact Dex Media, that's DEX Media, to get found, get chosen, and get talked about.
Whoa, that's a job for cleanup, which would be me.
Call 844-230-3436 or visit dexmedia.com today.
I literally started my business on a card table in my living room. In those days, I was the one responsible for keeping track of my expenses. And if I wanted my family to eat, I had to make sure the money was coming in. I was a true entrepreneur. Nowadays, I know there's a better way. It's called FreshBooks, and I'm a big fan of what they do. FreshBooks is an online software and mobile app that allows you to track your time, capture expenses, and create professional invoices. It's easy and it works. Find out what over 5 million entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you have already discovered. You can try it free today at getfreshbooks.com. Just enter the Dave Ramsey Show under How Did You Hear About Us for your free 30-day trial. That's getfreshbooks.com. And remember, enter the Dave Ramsey Show to get started today.
This is KCAA.
Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company has been serving the greater Inland Empire for over 60 years. For all of your printing needs, from full-color printing to high-speed copying and everything in between, go to Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company. Their staff is committed to your total satisfaction. Great service isn't just lip service at Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company. It's the way they do business year after year. Having trouble finding drafting supplies? Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company still carries a complete selection. Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company is rated high in customer satisfaction by Value Star, an independent rating company. For all of your personal or business printing, call Redlands Blueprint and Commercial Printing Company at 909-792-3478. That's 792-3478, or visit them on New York Street in Redlands off the I-10 and the Crosstown Freeway.
Did you know Cover California can help you find a low-cost quality health care plan that's absolutely right for you and your family? Did you know there's coverage for unexpected emergencies and everyday aches and pains? Did you know free preventative care like blood pressure and cholesterol screenings are also provided to stop small problems from getting bigger? Well, now you know.
Covered California. It's more than just health care. It's life care. Visit coveredca.com to find free, local, in-person help or enroll online by December 15th to have coverage by January 1st.
Hey Di, do you know that many people have no idea that the Carousel Mall is actually open?
What? Do you tell them that that's where KCAA is located?
Of course, but there's more than just KCAA here.
Oh, I know. It's a totally great place for a girls' outing. Here at the Carousel Mall, there's Mega Beauty Supply.
And it's huge.
Yeah, the biggest beauty supply store I've ever seen. And they have wigs and extensions.
Then there's Backstreet Beauty Salon and Daniel's Jewelers, a store, by the way, for girls and guys.
Yes, and Nail Fashions where they do waxing and eyelash extensions. There's Lisa's Threading. You know, Mark, eyebrow threading is a big thing nowadays.
I do know about Mr. Yu's.
Yes, when you're ready for lunch, it's Mr. Yu's Chinese restaurant.
Best of all, Mr. Yu's is right next to KCAA.
Yes, all this located in the Carousel Mall, right off the 215, the 2nd and 3rd Street exit.
Come visit the Carousel Mall. We're open.
For more info, go to kcaaradio.com.
Watches television, something I don't do much of, and he saw Jimmy Kimmel reading mean tweets. James, my producer, and so he and Kelly, our associate producer, decided it would be funny if I read tweets of mean stuff people say about me. And apparently it is funny because a lot of people laugh and a lot of people say it's their favorite part of the Dave Ramsey Show. It's not my favorite part. So, here comes a mean tweet segment. Oh, and James collects these with great glee.
You started sending me some yourself, though, you got to admit.
Yeah, I have to admit, when I find a really funny one, I send them to you because I think that social media exposes both the best of us and the worst of us and the smartest of us and the dumbest of us. It's out there. Twitter has its own particular level of stupid at times. So, yeah, there's some twits on Twitter. I know I'm a big twit on Twitter. I got 700,000 folks follow me, so that makes me an official twit. But I got a blue check. It's somebody sent me a mean tweet and said, Dave, it's not a blue check. It's a white check in a blue background. That's this is the kind of help I get on Twitter, people saying things like that. I said this morning, if you want to be wealthy, you need to save money. And a guy retweeted, no, you don't. You need to invest money. I'm like, well, thank you, Captain Obvious. Oh my gosh. There you go. Thanks for helping me with that, with my correction. Jeez, you people not have anything to do. Well, they don't. And here's proof of it. Okay. Amy says, my boyfriend is reading your book and it's ruining my life. Oh. Beamer says, I love you, man. But your laugh during debt-free screams sounds like a villain from a Disney movie, and it gives me nightmares. I think Disney movie villains are better. They're a lot better. I can't measure up to that. North Bay Bitcoin tweets, Bitcoin is up 100%. You're silly and hurting God's people. There you go, because I told them not to buy Bitcoin. That's right, I'm spiritually doing damage to them. Croto Real Estate, showing a picture of my nice home, says, Dave Ramsey's house, a multimillionaire, telling us middle class how to live. What a joke. Coming from a real estate person with a picture of my house, that's humorous to start with, but it just occurs to me that if I was going to read a book about how to be skinny, I wouldn't want a fat person on the cover. So if I lived in a one-room shack, would that somehow inspire you to do what I teach with money? No. So there you go. The one of the, I didn't buy my house because I care what you think, but if you like a nice home, I got one, and the way I got it was doing the stuff I teach, and so it kind of works. That's fun. My intro into business professor just asked if anyone has heard of Dave Ramsey, and I groaned so loud everyone in the class looked at me. Now that I would have done in college. That would have been something just like I would have done. That's perfect. I like it. I refuse to be brainwashed. Sorry, I'm not listening to this dumb Dave Ramsey video. And this one's good. Ooh, I like this one. Antonio says, let's do the Dave Ramsey plan. Hashtag break up in 5 words. That's good. Creative. I like that one. At least you know where you stand, right? Let's do the Dave Ramsey plan. No, I want to be irresponsible with money, and so I'm going to break up with you instantly. Yeah, that's perfect. At least we know where we stand. Karis says, I hate Dave Ramsey and his you don't need a credit score advice. Newsflash, you're punished by everyone if you don't have a good one. Yeah, I know. My life's awful. I haven't had a credit score in like 20 years, and I'm struggling. Joe, it's insane how much money Dave Ramsey makes off teaching people common sense. Pay me a ton of money to show you how to save money. Allison says, I'm convinced Dave Ramsey doesn't know how real life works. Not in your planet. Alexander says, every time I help a customer that insists I should give them a discount for no reason. I curse Dave Ramsey. Yeah, that's right. Charles says, my dad thinks Dave Ramsey's a jerk too. God is real. That's good. I like that one. Burton says, got a Dave Ramsey book for my birthday. It's my parents' way of saying we love you, but get your crap together. That's a compliment. That's not a mean tweet. That's a good one to end on, though. Oh, Dave reads mean tweets. What is this? Volume number 6. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, James, you just keep collecting those with great glee, and Kelly, you quit writing them. And we'll work out a way to put some more on the air here at some point. They're great. Those are fun. There's just absolutely no, Aristotle said it well. He said, the only way to not be criticized is to do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. And these are just not options for me. So bring it. Bring it, you haters. Bring it, you trolls. There's a neat button on Twitter that says block, which I haven't covered my Twitter rules in a while. I should cover my Twitter rules. If you swear at me, I block you instantly. Instantly. If you say something really dumb, I may retweet you and let 700,000 people respond to you. It will make you have a long Twitter day. So be careful, Snarkosaurus. My Twitter account is not there to have a quote-unquote conversation. Translation, you want to argue with me. I'm not going to argue with you. That's not the purpose of this Twitter account. Well, it's social media. You ought to be social. Well, that's not how I use it. I'm not social. My Twitter account's there to put out information and inspiration and biblical quotes and quotes that stir you up and make you think and things that remind you can be somebody someday, and occasionally just punch people verbally in the mouth. I do all of that on Twitter. I'm there for your entertainment, but probably not going to have a conversation with you on Twitter. Sometimes I respond once, but I almost never respond twice. The third time or the fourth time you keep trying to have the conversation, meaning you are just yelling at the wind, I block you because you're bothering me. How's that? If you tweet troll-esque things, which happens every day, I block you. I've probably blocked maybe 10,000 people. I don't know. They don't give you a little block button to tell you how many. They tell you how many follow, but they don't tell you how many you blocked. I don't know how many I blocked. It's a bunch, though. It's a bunch. Translation, I don't give a rip. And this is for my entertainment and your inspiration, and that's what we're going to use it for. So we have fun on Twitter, but we're going to behave like ladies and gentlemen. And we can argue a little bit, have some fun, and some of you can argue a little bit, but 98% of the time, I'm just going to dump your butt in the street. Because if you want to argue with me, why are you following me? If you hate my opinion, why are you following me? Go find somebody that agrees with you and follow them. They'll inspire you to be more like you. Which is probably not good for the planet, but whatever. So we're not gonna argue. I mean, it's not the purpose of the thing. Now, all the tweets on my Twitter account at Dave Ramsey, 100% of them I do. That's why there's misspellings for you grammar freaks. The grammar Nazis send me so much stuff. One lady, I tweeted something and she said, spelling is free. Like, well, yeah, but I didn't study that hard. TweetDeck's just added a spell check. It identifies if the spelling's wrong, which is they just did that in the last couple of months in one of the upgrades, so it's kind of nice. I can be identified now if I'm spelling something wrong. But part of the problem is I have to care. So there you go. So my Twitter account's mine. The Facebook account is not me. It's got my name on it, but it's my team. They're answering you and talking to you, and they're doing it sometimes in my voice, but that's not me. The Twitter account, all that abuse, that sarcasm font, that's me. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
KCAA Loma Linda at 106.5 FM, K293CF Moreno Valley.
California headline news. Law enforcement officials are now saying Tashfeen Malik, the wife of Syed Farouk, pledged her allegiance to the leader of the Islamic State in the hours before the couple allegedly shot and killed 14 in San Bernardino. We're told the pledge was made on social media using an alias, then deleted. A first responder saying the shooting incident was unlike anything he'd ever seen.
The situation was surreal. It was something that I don't think, again, we prepare for, and they try to. An active shooter, we talk about sensory overload. They just try to throw everything at you to prepare you for dealing with that.
Lieutenant Mike Madden, gas prices in the state may be bottoming out a bit, only down about a half penny in the past week to $2.69 a gallon, still down about 14 cents in the past month. When it comes to budgeting for gifts this holiday season, residents of Palo Alto have the highest in the country, about $2,800. Most people put their estimated budget at closer to $1,000. Geico Weather clearing skies in central and northern California as that storm system moves out. Jeff Scott, California News.
Football season is here, and you can catch all the games inside Public House at Luxor Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. Come to the ultimate Vegas tailgate party presented by Luxor, December 4th, 5th, and 6th. Football fans score big with drink and food specials all weekend long, and a special appearance and Chalk Talk with the legendary Jerry Rice on Sunday the 6th. Luxor is the place to catch all your football action. Luxor.com, best rate guarantee. And catch the Talk of Fame show live at the Luxor on Sunday, December 6th.
Do you freak out every time you break out? Try Proactive. There's a huge reason Proactive is the #1 acne treatment. It totally works. For just $19.95, you'll get Proactive and a rotating deep cleansing brush. A $45 value, yours free. For only $19.95, you're guaranteed to get clear and stay clear or your money back. Here's the number, 1-800-644-5944. Call now for a lifetime of beautiful skin. 1-800-644-5944.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
Here's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Di Rice. This December, visitors at the Orange Empire Railway Museum will have the opportunity to embark upon a magical train ride to the North Pole and visit Santa Claus at his workshop. Along the way, passengers can enjoy Christmas jingles, holiday trivia games, and storytelling with the elves. Upon arrival, they'll be greeted by Santa himself. Then, at Santa's North Pole Workshop, guests can visit with Santa and Mrs. Claus, take photos, play on Thomas play tables, and do various craft activities, as well as enjoy refreshments. Ticket prices are $10 for ages 2 through 11 and $15 for ages 12 and up. The Orange Empire Railway Museum is giving away a number of free tickets at Facebook.com/Orange Empire Railway Museum and Instagram at Instagram.com/Orange Empire Railway Museum. However, seats are filling up fast, and it's strongly suggested to book quickly. The holiday event will take place Fridays through Sundays, beginning December 4th through December 20th. Call for North Pole train ride times at 951-943-3020 or visit OERM.org for the Orange Empire Railway Museum in Paris. And that's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar.
The KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org.
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
In the mood for some great Chinese food? Well, Mr. Yu's Chinese Food is where you need to be. Mr. Yu's Chinese Food not only has a delicious dinner menu, they also offer delicious lunch specials including their yummy fried rice and chow mein. But get this, it also includes any 2 items just for $5.85. Or you can get any 1 item for only $4.85. You should also try their Big Bowl special for just $4.10. The service is fast and friendly. Mr. Yu's Chinese Food is located at 256 Carousel Mall in San Bernardino, California. To contact Mr. Yu's Chinese Food, call 909-383-0195. Again, that's 909-383-0195. And yes, the Carousel Mall is still open.
That's right!
We can't be everything to everyone, or can we? The station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA.
Thank you for joining us, America. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Mitch is with us in Chicago. Hey, Mitch, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave, how are you?
Better than I deserve. Merry Christmas.
Absolutely. Calling in to do my debt-free scream.
I love it. How much have you paid off?
$104,766.
Way to go. Making what kind of money?
I started at 45, and I'm now kind of pacing probably around like 110 to 120.
What happened? You over doubled your income.
Yeah, it was a crazy journey. I switched to companies, and that gave me a nice $20K raise, and then I've gotten a raise there since then, and then over the last year or so, I've started ramping up side work in a pretty serious way, and I do Google ads for businesses.
What do you do?
I run Google ads for businesses, like online advertising. Yep.
Okay, very cool. And how long did it take you to pay off the 105?
Right around 50 months, so about right around 4 years, essentially.
Okay, all right, cool. Love it. And what kind of debt was the $105,000 in debt?
All student loans.
Oh, my gosh. What's your degree in?
It's in e-commerce technology, which is essentially web development, but I went to a private university.
Good news is you're actually using that degree and making a good living.
Yeah, thank goodness, right?
Yeah, good for you, man. Well done. Excellent. So tell me the journey. What happened 4 years ago that made you decide to get out of debt and take these steps?
Yeah, I mean, it all started really in kind of the last semester of college there. I was watching, you know him well, Shay Carl there on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
And he kind of just mentioned your kind of program and one of the videos, so I looked you up and kind of sat down in my last semester and ran up all the totals. I didn't even realize how much I had until it was too late. I looked up and I had that $104,000, so I just started listening to you every day at work, and through all the time, I just kept this laser focus on getting those loans done. One interesting thing that happened along the way too, kind of early on in the journey, I would say maybe a year and a half, 2 years into it, I got a really nice inheritance from a family friend that my dad did some work for. It was $10,000.
Wow.
But, in receiving that, I got to see what all else he did for other people, and it was really inspiring to see all this money that this guy gave away. And, of course, since I was on your plan, I didn't even think twice. I knew right away what to do with it. I put that on the loans. And then, of course, the side work started picking up really big in the last year or so, and that's how it all happened.
Well, that inspires you to want to be that guy when you grow up so you can give like that, right?
Exactly. Absolutely.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Shay and Colette have become good friends, and they've sent a lot of folks to listen to this show and to go through our classes. They're obviously rock star entrepreneurs and certainly world-class YouTubers, without a doubt. Anybody in the YouTube space knows who those guys are. And very, very cool that's how we got connected. All right, Mitch, what do you tell people when they say, how did you pay off $105,000?
I mean, really for me, it's two things for me. Number one, it just has to be your number one priority. I mean, above anything else, any sort of other want that you have that comes across in your day-to-day life, getting out of debt has to maintain and be that laser-focused priority. But the other big thing that I don't see or hear a lot of people talk about is really the income side. You always talk about that kind of shovel to hole ratio. Mm-hmm. And doing side work over the last year has really just been key. It's getting to the point now to where I'm probably making somewhere around $5K a month off of side work on top of my full-time job. So,
wow.
It's just been huge for me doing the side work and
Mitch, you may fool around and get really good at this.
Yeah, I know, right? That's the goal. That's the dream.
You may turn into you may actually make some money doing this. Way to go, man. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you. Very, very cool. All right. Mitch in Chicago, $105,000 paid off in 48 months, making 45 up to 110, working his butt off, living on beans and rice. He did it. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
All right. 3, 2, 1. I'm debt free!
Way to go, dude. Absolutely awesome. Man, that's perfect. All right, Taylor is next in Yakima, Washington. Hi, Taylor. How are you?
I'm very well by the grace of God. Dave, how are you?
Just the same, sir. Merry Christmas. How can I help?
Yes, sir. Well, I just recently started living by the right principles of spending less than I make, and I'm 20 years old. I'm making $15 an hour. Right now, I currently have $1,500 left in debt to pay off, which will take me about 4 to 5 months. After that, I plan on getting my emergency fund in place, and just kind of some making sure my priorities are right for my future, and just as well as some advice. Combining my car that I'm going to have to buy, as well as a 2-year degree for school that I have to go through. I'm going to have to save up about $17,000 more. I only have about $1,000 saved up of that. Mm-hmm. That is going to obviously take me a good amount of time, since I have, I'm not going to be going into debt and all that.
Good.
Thank you for that good advice. But
so where did you get the figure $17,000? How much of that's school and how much of that's car?
$12,000 of it is going to be my school, my 2-year degree, and I am going to need about a $6,000 to $7,000 car so I can get some really low miles, Dave, because the school is about 2 hours away, and I drive about half hour for work every day currently. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to need something with slow miles.
Gotcha. What are you doing for a living?
I drive truck for my dad.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so you've got a CDL?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And where is school? What city?
I live in Tri-Cities, Washington. It's in Spokane, Washington.
Okay. Have you thought about maybe moving to Spokane and working there when you get ready to go to school?
Oh, yes. That was my plan.
Well, then the miles don't matter because you're not driving 2 hours to school.
Correct. It's just kind of while I'm still here saving up money.
Yeah.
Because the car I have right now is...
What kind of a car have you got now?
It's a 01 Dodge Neon, very, very high miles. I mean, it's just things that would make it drivable for a long time, or cost more than it's worth right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably a throwaway car. I agree with you. So, well, I think you've got to decide what you're going to do first, and start to lay it out, and then you lay out your budget and how quick you can attack that. Are you living at home with mom and dad?
I am living with 2 other roommates in a house. I pay my own rent. I pay for everything on my own, all my bills.
Okay. Can you get any extra hours?
It's not really. On the weekends, it's just kind of my dad. It's just a schedule that I get every day.
Are you working 40 hours?
Yeah, I'm working 40 to 50 hours a week.
Okay, that's excellent. Okay, well, everything's a ratio of income to outgo as to how fast all of this happens. The more income we can get into your pocket versus the outgo you have, the faster you can accomplish these goals. That's pretty simple, isn't it?
Yes,
so
sir.
all I'm trying to do is figure out how we can cut expenses and how we can raise your income. Is there an extra job you can take delivering pizzas? Can you cut some expenses by not driving 2 hours to school, which you're not doing yet, I understand. But and can we make a $4,000 car work instead of an $8,000 car or $5,000 car? And then can we get to school that way 3 months sooner than what you're talking about? And that's the way you start to kind of lay this out and then balance it out. And you chart it out based on your income as to how quick you can do these different things. Great questions. You're going to do well, sir. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Wondering what to do on your Friday drive home? Well, the bar's open and it's happy hour. Join us right here on KCAA 1050 AM on Friday at 3 for Trevor's Happy Hour with Lyle Fenimore. The gang's all going to be there, so dial it in. KCAA 1050 AM Fridays at 3 p.m. for Trevor's Happy Hour with Lyle Fenimore. Pour me a tall one. Brought to you by buysellmakeoffer.com.
One of the most overlooked priorities in a family's financial plan is life insurance. Having it and having the right amount are crucial. If you died, how would your family pay the bills, put food on the table, and plan for the future? Term life insurance is protection for the ones you love. It's not complicated and it's not expensive. People need to deal with this, which is why I found a company I trust and I do business with, Xander. Please take the time to take care of your family.
This is KCAA.
Friends of Santa Claus Incorporated presents the 2015 Christmas Tree Lane event at the National Orange Show on December 4th and 5th. Tickets are on sale now. The celebration includes dinner dance, live band, holiday luncheon, and the spectacular Macy's Fashion Show. Your attendance helps support children in our community. For tickets or sponsorship information, call 909-862-0732. That's 909-862-0732.
Music Changing Lives, KCAA, and Daniels Jewelers are working together to make Christmas brighter for thousands of children in the Inland Empire. Random Act of Kindness is a toy drive orchestrated by Music Changing Lives, and KCAA is a collection station. We will be collecting gifts until December 22nd, Monday through Friday, 8 till 5. If you bring by a gift for a child worth $15 or more, you'll get a $50 off coupon card from Daniels Jewelers. Drop off your $15 donation at KCAA, located at 254 Carousel Mall in San Bernardino. For more information, call Di Rice, that's me, at 909-885-8502. Again, 909-885-8502. Music Changing Lives, Daniels Jewelers, and KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. Thank you.
We started dancing and love put us into a groove. As soon as we started,
is trying to help me with my math on Twitter. Check the math of traditional versus Roth. Cumulative prop, same margin rate, same out margin rate. Traditional beats Roth. No, it doesn't beat it because you're making a set of assumptions, number one, that don't happen in the real world. Let me walk you through this, Dorian. The first thing is it's exactly equal. Exactly equal. And there's a few cases depending on age where traditional will beat a Roth. If you're the older you are, the more likely it is to happen. If you assume the after tax versus the tax part going in, here's what I mean. Okay, if you say, okay, my 401k, I'm going to put in $5,000 into a traditional. Well, let's use a round number. Let's use $10,000.
Okay, makes the math easy for you folk. Okay, I'm going to put $10,000 into my traditional 401k. See, that saves you on taxes. You don't pay taxes on that $10,000. If you had brought that $10,000 home, it would only be, say, $7,000. Now, if you take that $7,000 and put it into a Roth versus putting the $10,000 into a traditional, that's technically, mathematically, an apples-to-apples comparison. And when you do that, the traditional will win, and that's what Dorian's trying to talk about. But here's the problem, Dorian. People don't do that. They don't say, oh, wait a minute, the Roth is after tax or before tax dollars going in, after tax dollars going in versus after tax. And so I'm going to do that I'm going to do this tax efficient or tax adjusted calculation. They just say, take $800 out of my check. That's all they do. And it's $800 coming out of my check going into traditional. It's $800 going out of my check going into Roth. And so effectively what happens is if you're doing the after-tax calculation, you're putting in $3,000 more into the Roth because you had to pay the taxes on the $10,000 in order to put $10,000 in. So you've effectively invested $13,000. So it doesn't end up being an apples-to-apples comparison when people really do this stuff in the real world. So I'm tricking people, Dorian, to get them to invest more when I say Roth. Because it takes $13,000 to get $10,000 into a Roth. To get $10,000 into a traditional, counting taxes, it only takes $10,000. So I'm effectively getting you to put more money towards your retirement by doing that. I'm tricking them. And I'm joking around, but the bottom line is that when you try to do math on investments and the only set of assumptions you make are everything is perfectly mathematically aligned as if it's in a vacuum, you leave out the real world, and then your argument just completely folds up like a cheap tent, which is what just happened to you. So Roth IRA, you can put $5,500 into. Traditional IRA, you can put $5,500 into. You know what people do? They put $5,500 in. And then they go, oh, I got to pay a little more in taxes, which effectively means they put in about $7,500, give or take. And so, counting taxes is my point. So the behavior pattern is that people end up including the tax equation, investing more when they do Roth, and so they end up with more. But the bottom line is that my analysis is correct because I'm saying, okay, if you put $5,500 into each of these, you're going to end up with exactly the same amount, only one of them's tax-free and one of them's not. And that analysis is correct because that's what happens out here in the real world. But thanks for playing. Mike's with us in Los Angeles. Hey, Mike, how are you?
Blessed every day. Thank you for asking.
Sure.
So I wanted to expand real quick on the tweets, those very nasty tweets. I wanted to say I think you're a genius, and I saw a post the other day that said, please don't confuse your Google search with my medical degree. So we all believe it. We believe you're a rock star.
Oh, that's funny. I like that line. That's good.
Yeah, it is good. Okay, so here's our situation. So my wife and I, $250 a year, $250 a year, $200 and $250 a year respectively.
Wow.
We have one vehicle that we're about 40,000 into still. We have a credit card that we have 25 on, which I'm about ready to completely pay off.
Good.
And we have about the house is our biggest problem, and we're about 175 upside down on it. We really love the house, but that was where my advice would like to come. Also, our retirement. My wife, after she works another 9 years, she'll get $100 a year for until she dies. So I was wondering, from your perspective, what we should do with the house.
Well, you're making $450 a year. Congratulations, you're killing it. Sounds like you're a couple of docs. Is that right?
No, but we work with him.
Okay, very cool. And you've got a little bit of miscellaneous that you're probably going to clean up in the next 12 months, it sounds like, easily.
Yes.
Right? Is that right?
Yeah, we're going to do that. I mean,
okay, you'll be done. So really, the only thing left is the house, and you like the house. Why is the house 175 upside down? Because of the dip in the market in 08, and it still hasn't come all the way back?
A little bit of that, and then also the neighborhood seems to be selling off at a weird rate. We've got low ballers, and then we've got people that are going high, so it's kind of an odd anomaly, but.
Yeah, what that means? That means the inventory's tightening up, and it's getting ready to. The margin between the high ballers and the low ballers is getting ready to tighten really fast on you. That's not going to last long as soon as the inventory burns off. What's the price range of the house?
Probably ours is probably, between maybe $780 and $850.
Yeah. Well, the bad news is you're dealing with California real estate. The good news is you're dealing with California real estate. It's really volatile. It goes way up fast and it goes way down fast. And so if you like the house, I would just sit there. There's nothing on fire here. Let the thing, it'll come on back up unless there's some kind of other economic collapse happening. But, I don't make my investments based on 2008 mentality. So, unless I'm in 2008, in which time I buy everything. But yeah, I'm just going to ride that. There's you're not telling me you have some reason you have to move. It's just you're looking at the asset going, hey, this thing is the weak link in our chain right now, but I think it's going to recover. I mean, you're in Los Angeles. It's a wonderful real estate market, one of the more expensive real estate markets, as you well know. That's not a big fancy house. You're not telling me it's $6 million or something. So, and given your all's income, you could pay the entire stinking thing off fairly quick if you wanted to just stay there. But as far as the value recovering to where you're not upside down, I don't think that'll take long. Personally, my guesstimate, and I'm wet finger in the air because I don't know the nuances of your micro market there, your particular neighborhood, but my guesstimate would be in 2 years you're probably okay. And if you look at what's happened in the last 2 years, you probably see a trend that says I'm close to right. And that's something to think about. So, hey, good talking to you. Congratulations on your financial success. Very well done. Very well done. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You jump in. We'll talk about your life and your money. It's a free call. Paige follows me on Twitter. Can an ESA only be used for college, or can it be used for private high school tuition? Only for higher education. That's all they can be used for, 529s and ESAs. And you can use them for your, if you don't use them, if your child doesn't use them, their sibling can use them. They can be passed around in the family somewhat, but they have to be used for that. And so, only reason I would say for that, by the way. Thanks for the call or the follow on Twitter. That puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books. Our thanks to James Childs, our producer. Blake Thompson's our executive producer. Kelly Daniels, our associate producer and phone screener. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. We'll be back with you before you know it. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
KCAA AM 1050 and 106.5 is proud to announce that we are a collection station for Random Act of Kindness, an annual toy drive coordinated by Music Changing Lives in Redlands. This year, Random Act of Kindness is in